Hi guys, this is Kirill, your justice analyst from Belarus living in Germany. And today it's time to talk about the representative of Israel for the upcoming Eurovision 2025. Well, Israel is a very unique Eurovision country. Definitely, if you take a look at the location, this is one of the furthest country you have in the competition from Europe, but of course not including Australia, which is definitely by far the furthest. And Israel actually takes part already since 70s. And in the last years, they are using this kind of system of a local talent show or local voice show called The Next Star or The Rising Star, something like that. Choose the best singer, and then they open the submission process for the songs, and then they try to find the most fitting one for the participant. And this year the winner of this competition was Yuval Raphael. She's just 24 years old and she actually had some amazing covers during the show. I have extra checked some of them. For example, her first one was a cover of the song Anyone by Demi Lovato, such a touching performance. Worth mentioning is that she has also covered Mon Amour by Slimane, so the French entry for Eurovision 2024. And I also have absolutely loved her version of Dancing Queen by ABBA. Before entering the Next Star competition in Israel, she hasn't pursued her career musically professionally. Therefore, there are no further songs of her to check for us. But what we know about Yuval Raphael is that she's 24 years old. She comes from the town called Ra'anana. By the way, interesting fact, Noah Kirill, who represented Israel a couple of years ago with Unicorn, also comes from the same town.
Feminine, 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 I'm gonna send you like a unicorn.
And she has also lived with her family for 3 years in Switzerland, where she has definitely learned to speak French fluently, and that's what she has, for example, shown in that cover of the song by Slimane. What Yuval Raphael is unfortunately also famous for is that she's one of the 11 survivors of the Nova Music Festival massacre, which took place on the October 7th, 2023. So unfortunately, this young lady had been through some very terrible time of her life. I'm just extremely moved by the fact that she, after witnessing this kind of horrible events, didn't give up and closed herself for the outer world, but she decided to pursue her dream to become a singer, which she had as a child already. And now you see where she is. She's going to Eurovision, and I really hope that she will not get this kind of hate wave as Eden got last year. I think she definitely doesn't deserve that, and we should definitely support her and help her to have this amazing journey at the Eurovision Song Contest and not having this as a sort of a memory which she will want to forget as well. But now talking about her Eurovision song, which is titled New Day Will Rise, it has been composed by Karen Palace, who was also behind Ed Golan entry Hurricane last year.
Every day I'm losing my mind, holding on in this mysterious.
What only concerns me a little bit is that last year Hurricane was also co-composed by Stav Berger, who is a very, very well-known composer for Israeli entries for Eurovision Song Contest. For example, 2015's Golden Boy or 2018's Toy were also co-written by him.
Golden boy, come here to enjoy. I'm the king of fun. Let me show.
Not your toy, not your toy.
So if he is now not a part of the team, I expect maybe it will be something a little bit less Eurovision friendly as the last year's entry. But anyway, without further talking, let's just first of all take a look at the lyrics of her song. What I definitely noticed first is that some parts of the song are also in French, which is very unusual for Israeli songs, and also another part is in Hebrew. But as I have told you in the beginning, Yuval Raphael lived for a while in Switzerland and she speaks French fluently, so well, why not? But this is definitely sort of a trend which you can see through many entries this year already. It seems like Yuval Raphael is definitely waiting for kind of a new sunrise, new day, when she's singing in the chorus, new day will rise, life will go on, everyone cries, don't cry alone, darkness will fade, all the pain will go by. For me, verses also like the one which was translated to French sound almost like a plead to the person who maybe passed away, because Yuval Raphael is saying, even if you say goodbye, you will always be around, Are you proud of me tonight? Dreams are coming true, I choose the light, nothing to lose if I lose you. And even if you say goodbye, you will never leave. You are the rainbow in my blue sky, a ray of sun in my day. So I'm not really sure to whom the song is exactly dedicated. It might be dedicated, let's say, to some parents who have passed away. It might be also dedicated to some of her friends who maybe also attended that music festival and who have passed away, but definitely, yeah, very touching lyrics. I think it will be again a sort of a ballad, maybe similar to last year. Because I don't see Stavberger as one of the composers, I would expect maybe it will be a bit more melancholic, a little bit less upbeat, as Eden Golan's song was in the second part last year. But now, without further talking, let's just go for the first listen, where I will sit through the whole song. I will comment on the a little bit from time to time, and then for the second listen, I will definitely pause throughout the song and we will talk more in details. Let's go. So guys, first of all, let me remind you, I cannot play for you the whole song due to the copyright, so I can only play like a few seconds, maybe 5-6 seconds. That's why please don't be mad at me that I'm not posting the whole song. I'm definitely listening to the whole one, and I still have to talk a little bit throughout, otherwise I again cannot post this reaction. So let's go. Such a dramatic beginning, almost like if we're going to the war.
My colors in the gray, my only wish upon a star.
Very beautiful melody, very kind of slow acoustic beginning.
Say goodbye, you'll always be around to lift me up and take me high.
This beginning kind of reminds me of Voila by Barbara Pravi.
If I lose you, new day will rise.
Oh, wow, that's so beautiful. Oh.
Everyone cries, don't hide, all the pain will go by.
Her voice is absolutely angelic, wow.
T'y as-tu, tu ne partiras jamais. Mon ciel, dans mon ciel bleu.
It's so unusual to hear French language from the Israeli entry. Oh, wow, the vocals getting goosebumps from this. Oof. What a beautiful visual here. It seems like the music video gives some references to that music festival, because, you know, we see all these happy people and then she's in this black dress, black background.
New day will rise.
Yeah, very, very touching song, very emotional. What can I say about this entry? Well, it definitely touched me. I think this is a very, very beautifully composed song. The vocals of Yuval Raphael are just so beautiful in these moments where she's using her chest voice even more and goes, you know, with more power into it, kind of more towards the second half of the song. I'm really getting goosebumps. It's so, so powerful, so, so impactful. You can really hear almost her cry through the song. So it just definitely reminds me of this terrible events this girl had to go through. I'm feeling really sorry for her that she had to experience something like that. And yeah, I'm sure for her it's a very emotional song as well, and I really hope that she will not, you know, cry while performing this, because this is kind of very special, I think. As I have said, it definitely gives me vibes of Voila by Barbara Pravi.
Les leurs de cette fille aux yeux noirs et de son rêve fou.
This is just also a very emotional, sentimental song, and I think in comparison to Hurricane from last year, this is something what actually the general public and maybe also the juries will love more, because I think last year's entry maybe sounded for many people generic, even though I have really liked it. It's definitely a type of ballads I definitely listen to and love, but I think this one has actually a broader appeal and she will definitely do very well in Eurovision. But now let's take a look at this music video for a second time and let's see, maybe there are some parts which I have missed during the first listen.
Go away, you are the rainbow in my sky. My colors in the...
It's definitely very captivating from the first seconds. I can see it perfectly when she's sitting maybe at the piano or standing at the microphone stand, just alone, all the light on her, complete darkness around her, and she's just singing her soul out to the camera.
And even if you say goodbye, you'll always be around.
It sounds almost like a cry, very emotional.
You, new day will rise.
And this beginning of the first chorus is just so, so beautiful. Fantastic composition.
Say goodbye. Et même
mix of almost whispering and just crying softly with this kind of violins which sound almost like the beginning of the war. I think it definitely gives a lot of references to that event of October 2023, and I think maybe that's why she's also in this field with these other young people who are probably her friends with whom she was also going to that festival. So yeah, a lot of hidden meanings here behind, and I hope you maybe in the comments can explain me a little bit more of the things which maybe I have missed while watching this.
La seule chanson que mon piano peut jouer.
It kind of builds up slowly. Her voice also gets more and more intense. So it definitely seems like, in the beginning, everything is good, soft, calm, everyone is just happy, enjoying life. And then this kind of danger gets closer and closer. And then Yuval Raphael just cries her soul out.
If you say,
yeah, this is so touching. I'm again getting goosebumps. Wow. She was now actually standing alone in that field, and now you can see like all her other buddies, friends running in that field without her. So I think it's again references to that event that maybe, yeah, now she's left alone there. They all went kind of different way and now they're gone. So it seems to be very personal for Yuval as well. So now you can see that she's standing alone in the same field. Now, however, with the black background, she's wearing also a black dress. So it sounds almost like a requiem for the souls which were lost. Also very beautiful instrumental, so the song was definitely produced very well.
you take right.
Also this ending, with this piano and just her voice, just so beautiful. So guys, what can I say? In this channel, I'm always giving you comments about each and every entry with a smile, but this is just such a sad song. It's just such a sad also meaning behind. So it's really hard to smile while watching this music video or while listening to the song. What I can say for sure is that Israel has managed to touch my heart for the second consecutive year in a row. And I truly believe that this song is definitely something what the juries will appreciate more than they have appreciated Hurricane last year. When it comes to the televoting, I'm not so sure. I think the previous entry was maybe a bit more televoting friendly because it also had that upbeat part, which was definitely helping to build a bridge to even wider audience. But now let's take a look at how Israel did in the Eurovision semifinals in accordance with the televoting in the last 5 and in the last 15 years. So as you can see on your screen, now after last victory of Eden Golan in the Eurovision semifinal, now Israel had it all. Israel had first place, second place, third place, fourth place, and the 5th place in the Eurovision semifinals in accordance with the televoting. And I think with this entry, Israel will definitely be again in the top 5. However, if we compare Israel to the other countries in the last 5 years, Israel is ranked 12th among all 31 countries taking part in the Eurovision semifinals this year. And if we take a look at the last 15 years, then even lower, than only on place 18, which is of course a bit below average. But in any case, I think these results are kind of irrelevant because the song is just so powerful. There is no universe where it will not qualify to the final. But now let's take a look where Israel will perform in the Eurovision semifinals this year in Switzerland. By the way, quite interesting, Yuval Raphael, as I have told you, has spent 3 years living in Switzerland with her family, and now she's coming back to take part in Eurovision. I think it's also part of quite a beautiful story. And as you can see, she will perform in the second semifinal in its second half, among countries like Czechia, Malta, Finland, Denmark, Luxembourg, Georgia, and Serbia. I have already listened to all of those songs apart from Georgia, and I can say that Israel is definitely standing out heavily. Czechia and Serbia have also some kind of more melodic entries, but both are performed by male singers, and the vibe is definitely not as intimate and personal as the one in the entry of Israel. And if we take a look at the first half, there are also a couple of ballads, like the one from Montenegro or the one from Greece, and I think actually Israel and Greece kind of play on the same field, so I really hope that the producers will not put them close to each other, because otherwise, let's be honest, Israel might make a job for Greece to qualify this year quite tough. And what do the Eurovision fans think? For this, we should take a look at the Eurovision scoreboard. And as you can see on your screen, Israel is currently ranked 20th from, I believe, 35 entries, which puts them below Spain, Latvia, Estonia, and Denmark, and then above Luxembourg, Ukraine, Italy, San Marino, and some other entries. So in general, if you remember last year, Eden Golan with Hurricane was also not much higher. She was also somewhere towards place 15, 16 or something like that. There is just a lot of bitterness towards Israeli entry in the Eurovision fandom because of the politics. But in any case, you know, this kind of female melancholic ballads is not really a type of genre which is so highly praised by the Eurovision fans. So I think it's not really something what we should take into consideration too much. But now let's take a look at the Eurovision betting odds, because this is definitely something what shows the real picture more, because there it's play of money. And as you can see on your screen, Israel is currently ranked third, oh wow, being just behind Austria and Sweden, and then above France, Netherlands, Finland, and basically all other selected and not selected entries. I think for a second consecutive year, it's really hard to predict what will be the outcome. I definitely don't see the televoters standing behind this song as much as they were standing behind Hurricane, but on the other hand, I definitely see juries voting for this more than they did with Eden Golan. So I think the result in top 10 is pretty much guaranteed, but if it's powerful enough to have the third place in Eurovision, so far I can't say, because we haven't seen any kind of staging concept. The only thing we know is that Yuval Raphael can sing perfectly live, that's why she won that show in Israel, and I just can't wait to see this performed on the live stage in Basel. Now talking about the live performance, as I have told you, I think it's very important that in the beginning of the song, where the music is very much dimmed, her vocal is just very soft, almost like whisper or a soft cry. I think there the light should be all on her. If she can play the piano, it would elevate it even more. I'm not really sure how musical she is, but even if she's standing, you know, with this microphone stand, all light on her, complete darkness behind her, this will be very impactful, and this she can kind of go through the first verse, the first chorus, and then with the second verse where, you know, more beat starts to kick in, then I think they should definitely add some additional visuals. Also, they could of course try to play with the same sort of a storytelling as they had in the music video, where maybe in the beginning she will have this kind of white dress showing some kind of happy life, enjoying the moment, and then maybe towards the end where the song turns into this sort of a darker requiem, then maybe she can kind of pull out this dress and then have this black one which kind of symbolizes the sorrow. So that's what I have thought about the Israeli entry for Eurovision 2025. I'm very happy for Yuval Raphael that she got this chance to represent her country, and I'm really glad that her life is now taking this kind of turn, and I hope she'll have a long and happy life ahead of her. So please let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about the Israeli representative this year and the song New Day Will Rise? Do you think it can really finish on third place, or maybe you see it even winning Eurovision this year? I'm really curious to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you still haven't, like this video, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye bye.